Hey, konnichiwa, minasan. It's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. How you doing? Are you good? Are you genki? Are you ready for some Scouse accent? Scouse is the accent that's spoken in Liverpool. So I'm reviewing Hellblazer, Dead in America, issue 1. It came out today. We're on Tuesday, January 16th. As far as I know, it's a mini-series. I think it might just be 3 issues. I hope it's more. But this is written by Spurrier. It's got art by Aaron Campbell, colours by Jordi Belair, and it's priced at $4.99. But for that, you do get 28 pages of story. Wow, I tell you what, I've been hyped for this, and I've got to say, it really, really delivers. I know what you might say. Come on, Gray. It's Spurrier. He can be a bit hit or miss, but one of my favourite things that he's written before now is the earlier Sandman, not Sandman, sorry, but I'm distracted by Sandman Universe on the top of the cover. The Constantine Hellblazer 12-issue series, which was cancelled too soon. Yeah, that was one of the best things I think he's written, because he got the voice right. He got Constantine's voice really well, and that's what stands out here. I talk about it more in the story summary, but he's nailed it. Maybe it's a little bit highfalutin at times, a little bit verbose. You got Constantine using some fancy words, perchance. It did surprise me, but still, he's got his cadence down. He's got his, the accent, the swearing's in there, the curse words. It's not blanked out. Thank goodness for a change. No wingdings there. Thank heavens for that. That does make a big change, doesn't it? But yeah, seriously, this is a huge recommend. It's off to a really good start. Now, there is a lot of dialogue in this, and I know I've kind of talked about that before in other videos, maybe not my favourite, but when it's written so well, when it's funny, that it's biting at times, the sense of humour's there. He gets the sarcastic tone of Constantine. It really does. It really, really works for me. And the art by Aaron Campbell, got to talk about that. He does a great job on the art. It's very kind of gothic, atmospheric, dark, a little bit scratchy, rough lines. But look at this cover, first of all, this is the main cover by Aaron Campbell. I love that image. It's really, really impressive. Limited colouring helps too, doesn't it? And this one here is the Sean Phillips variant. Oh man, that takes me back to the days when Sean Phillips was doing the actual art on the main story, the main Hellblazer comic. Now I'm talking years ago. This is back when Paul Jenkins was writing, if you can remember those days. Just about. Yeah, so very, very impressive start. As I say, it's an intriguing story. It's got some surprises in there already. There are characters that you're looking forward to seeing. We also do get a good catch up in the opening introduction page, like there's a double page spread where it just basically fills you in on what happened in the last mini-series. So if you've missed anything there, you'll be okay. But yeah, definitely give this a shot. Give it a try. This has got my big full recommendation. This gets a strong 9 out of 10 for me. Okay, so I'm going to give a story summary as usual, but I won't go into too much detail. I'll just cover the first few pages. I'm not going to spoil anything major, and I'm going to do my best to try and put on a Liverpool accent, so please forgive me if you can't understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, please keep watching. Here we go. I want to read from the introduction page, but if you've read the previous series by Spurrier and Campbell, you can skip this. I'll put a time marker in, so skip ahead if you want, but here we go. I'll try and do it in my best John Constantine's voice. There was a spot of bother in London town. Yours truly, totally innocent, barely even involved, was obliged to leg it, accompanied by a couple of poor sods who'd got caught in the wrong story at the wrong time, wanted for murder, among other things. First, there's Nat, an overeducated Scot with mid-level rage issues. She'd bite off me nose if I ever openly called her me bodyguard, but yeah, that, handy in a ruck. And then there's Noah, a mute kid off the estates who killed an innocent bloke on my say-so. I'd feel shitty enough about that, even if Noah wasn't sort of, slightly, well, maybe possibly, my actual flesh and blood son. Poor bugger. Anyway, this aforementioned bother also involves some shenanigans with disembodied spirits, ghostly possession, and similar implausible bollocks. I thought I'd been revived after an unfortunate dose of being dead, but let's just say I ain't 100% sure it worked. So then, Where do three hopeless doomed deadbeats run to, eh? Where in the world's big enough, stupid enough, shallow enough and haunted enough for three guilty ghosts to disappear? Where does magic go to die? Where do you think? Dead in America, Part 1. The story opens in St. Augustine, Florida, and it's a few weeks in the past. You're a long way from home, John Constantine. Oh, piss off. At least I'm here when I said I would be. Then we got John complaining that he's been working some magic, some conjuration, and it took a long time for anybody to show up. Look at this here, it says the Fountain of Youth. Welcome to America's first colony, the Fountain of Youth. The voice replies, spare the indignation, John. For one thing, that was the worst invocation we've ever seen. You're supposed to use virgin parchment, not a McDonald's serviette. Tell you what, it's a great start. I'm already enjoying the writing. I love this sense of humour. Spurrier gets it. He gets Constantine's voice. Sometimes he gets a bit wordy, uses a lot of flashy words, maybe the words that John wouldn't use. But yeah, overall, it feels like we're back. We're back home with John Constantine. He's back at last. Then on the next page, we see who John's talking to. And to begin with, I was getting flashbacks to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Remember that? I thought this was actually, an old knight, an old soldier who'd been alive for years, but apparently this is a statue, as we find out here. And it's got a great line here. Just let me read out what the statue is saying to John. It's such a pleasure to be up here in the fresh air. I don't suppose you'd spare me a cigarette? Give over. You're an inanimate fucking object possessed by an evil spirit. Doesn't seem to have stopped you. Now this is important. This suggests that John Constantine is in big trouble. Is he alive or is he dead? And if so, how is he still animate? How is he still walking? That was a low blow. Then we learn here that John is petitioned on the sake of Noah, who could be his flesh and blood child, his kid. If you've read the last series, you'll know who that is. Anyway, the petition is against the damnation of his soul because, I won't spoil what happened in the last series, but because of John Constantine, Noah's soul has been damned, and John is basically here to try and free that soul. What are you prepared to sacrifice? That's what they want to know. Then there's a disturbance, a Scottish accent which I won't even try. Well, I'll have one go at it. Here we go. Hey, you wee shite, I told you to get back. Nat, what part of mind the door don't you understand? This is Nat. He's kind of half friend, half bodyguard. She was a Scottish door lady. I can't say doorman, can I? And she's travelling with him and Noah. They're travelling together in America. Then we see what appears to be a Girl Scout walking in. She's got a box of Girl Scout cookies. And she says the same line as the statue. You're a long way from home, John Constantine. That was my line. Did that statue just want to buy some cookies, mister? No, and I ain't giving any more smokes neither. The statue speaks up. Whatever you are, child, you're not welcome. We're conducting a deal, and then something really weird happens. It looks like the Girl Scout zaps the statue with something, and he shuts up, or he loses his voice. We get a lot of exposition here. The Girl Scout is telling what would have happened if whoever this statue is, whoever is representing it, what would have happened if they made the deal with John, and it would have all gone wrong. But let me skip. I'll just skip to the bottom here where the statue who regains his tongue is saying, you unbelievable bastard. We get this crazy scene here where it looks like a fireball or a fire vortex or something. Is the Girl Scout, whatever kind of entity she is, taking possession of the spirit from the statue? I have no idea, but I tell you what, I'm enjoying it. Then we get John, a classic line from John. All done, are you? Talk about chewing the effing scenery. You got to tell me who you are and what you want. Oh, just think of me and my kin as your hostesses while you're visiting our lands. We just wanted to get a good look at you. And as she leaves, she says, welcome to America, dead man. Scottish Nat offers to bring the wheels round. Well, to get Noah to bring up the wheels. And then John tells us this. It's 17 days since he left London and his heart hasn't beat once in all that time. Shite. Then on the next page, we get to see Noah. Here he is. If you've read the last series, you'll know him, but he's mute, he's signing, he speaks through sign language. And look at this. How awesome is this? We've got a double-decker bus. A red London bus. It has to be a double-decker. Talk about standing out. What is John playing at? Again, we get some more of the info dump. It's a backstory of what was happening in the last series. Scottish Nat is asking, and I forget the Scottish accent because I can't do it. She's asking like, why couldn't you have nicked a perfectly good Aston Martin, a decent car? Why did you have to steal a London bus? John talks about, come on, being clever and hiding in plain sight. No one's going to be looking for us in a big red double-decker bus, right? You know, John, that makes no fucking sense. And off they go. John's worried because the people who surround him, the people close to him, as always, they're in big shit. So he's trying to fix things. He believes that Nat, the Scottish woman, she's a ticking time bomb. I don't know how long she's going to be okay with what he's doing. He's worried about Noah, of course, with the connection, the possible familial connection. John tells him, whatever you do, don't pick anybody up, just keep driving. He's given directions to go somewhere, and I'm sure you can probably guess who he's going to see. Someone who might be able to help. I don't know whether they will or not, whether they even want to help him after all the things that John's done to him, to it, over the years. Then check out this great page here by Aaron Campbell, very simple. Again, it's a stylish, atmospheric, dark and moody art. We see another hitchhiker, but for some reason, this hitchhiker's got a glowing hand, and Noah stops the bus. John's signing to him. What did I tell you? I said don't stop for anyone. And then suddenly Noah starts talking. Actually, I decided to ignore you. I felt it condescendingly plebeian instruction. Hang about, signs John. Since when do you sound posher than a caviar handjob? Guess who it is? If you've not guessed already, yes it is. It's Dream. Hello, John Constantine. Okay, I'm going to stop the story summary here because to go any further would be to spoil too much, but yeah, you can tell I'm loving this. It's really good and it carries on just like this. So this is a huge recommend if I've not said that already. Well, how about that then? Did you enjoy it? Now, thanks so much for watching this far, and yeah, just wanted to say that I had a great time with this issue. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you're going to go out and buy it if you got interested in the character. Have you read Hellblazer before? Are you a fan of John Constantine? How about the film versions? Which version do you like? Do you prefer the original Keanu Reeves take, or do you like the what's he called? Oh my god, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but there was a short-lived Constantine series, and then he appears. Oh, Matt Ryan, that's it. Matt Ryan. He appears in Legends of Tomorrow, doesn't he? So yeah, do let me know what you think. And if I could recommend any of the Hellblazer runs, I would say give the first run a shot, the Jamie Delano run. Also, definitely the more famous one is the Garth Ennis one. But Paul Jenkins, who I mentioned in my intro, Paul Jenkins, who Sean Phillips worked with, he had a really good run. It was a very, kind of gets into the British myths. It's a little bit folksy style, but yeah, I enjoyed that. So that's worth a look as well. Okay. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Do drop a comment. Do let me know what you thought. And big shout out to all the Wakizashi Teahouse members. You guys and girls, you rock. You keep the channel going. You keep me Genki. So thanks for that. And I hope to see you in a future video. Mata ne.